Hey traders, John Howell here. Now, look at the markets right now. A bit of a quiet day across the markets, but this is a bit of a calm before the storm, and there's really some important things that we need to be identifying and looking at today when it comes to these markets. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, before we get started in the markets, I have a few applications to call today, but I still have one spot left open for my coaching program. If you'd like to get access to that, you can apply for it. Link in the description, go get access to the free trading course. And then on the very next page, you can also apply for coaching program to have coached by me for the rest of this year. Looking at the markets, guys, there's a few things that I really want to start off with when it comes to the markets. And that is, guys, right now in today's trading, we need to be really patient with what you're doing. This is the hardest thing out there. Talking to so many people on the phone and seeing what's going on in the markets right now, you need to be patient, okay? And it's a MF, right? It really is an MF, especially if you're I understand it. But what kills most traders is not the good trades, right? It's the space between the good trades. I'm going to say that again. What kills most traders is not the good trades. It's the space between the good trades. And this is where people have this. I was talking about this with a person just recently, right? A big thing around these markets is that we go into these markets thinking that we have that working mentality, right? That job mentality. Because we come from a job, right? What do? We get up, we go to work, we make money that day, we come home. So we take that mentality into the markets, and then guess what? We do that thing, right? We want to go to work. We want to be doing something because we want to make money today. We take that job mentality into the markets and we get destroyed, right? Why? Because that's not the way the trading is done, right? Trading successfully is what? Having a plan and then being okay with not taking trades and waiting for that plan to be met. And again, it's not like most of you guys probably have a really good trading system, right? You guys know, for me personally, like the way that I trade is this. What does my ideal quality setup look like? That's what I'm going to trade. Cool. So that's not the problem, right? That's not the issue. And that's where most of you guys, right? The reason why most of you guys are probably not doing well, again, if you're not doing well, go get access to that free trading course and apply for my coaching. I'll actually set you straight. But if you are not doing well out of the markets, I promise you, one, you don't even have a trading setup you're looking for. You're just trading anything because you think and know and all that sort of stuff. Wrong, right? But when we're looking at these markets and trading these markets, right? It's once we actually have a good trading system, a pretty good trading system behind us, then guess what? It's not the trading system that's the problem. It's your patience with the problem, right? It's not having good trading setups is the problem. It's the space between the good trading setups that's the problem, right? Because you may have 2 or 3 or 4 really good trades in a month. Just say you're trading the daily charts, right? You may be looking for some swing trades. You get a couple of really good trades for a month. And then there's no trades for 2 or 3, maybe even 4 weeks. And you're like, oh my goodness, I'm not making money. I should be trading. And then guess what? You go trade. And when you trade a whole bunch of crap, a whole bunch of BS, and then guess what happens? You get smacked, right? Trust me, traders. I'm telling you right now, I've had this mistake so many times in my trading career. I've been trading the markets for 19 years, if you guys don't know, okay? 19 years. And that's where, like, guys, the way that I do and the way that I teach and the way that I trade now, after all this time, one, the trading system that I actually give you for free in that free trading course is the most powerful trading system on the planet. But I have learned by taking spreadsheets, right? I'm like, oh, here's a spreadsheet of last month. Last month, I had 10 trades. 2 trades actually met my trading plan. The 8 trades didn't. Guess what? I actually had a pretty bad month. But hang on a minute. If I actually took out the 8 trades, because I just wanted to take some trades, and I just stuck to my system trades. I only had 2 trades, meaning I actually saved money in brokerage, and I actually made money. But no, my net result, I didn't make money. Why? Because I took 8 other crap trades trying to make money, and then guess what? Then I started going downhill, right? So there's a bit of a starting point to today's video, especially around today's market. I think a lot of people out there are really struggling when it comes to the markets and their trading is just that, right? And success leaves clues. And one of the hardest things that I've had to do, guys, one of the hardest things I've had to learn is it's not trading really good trading setups. They're easy, right? It's being okay with not taking trades while we're waiting for that next good setup to appear in the markets. Moving on now through to the markets. Let's start off with the S&P 500. S&P 500 had a bit of a short little, actually rallied up, came down strong, and then came down strong. And then we actually closed just slightly higher where we are right now. So I'm expecting still to see more weakness across the markets. From looking at the S&P 500 there, looking at the Dow Jones as well too, we actually still again, small little down day. So I'm expecting to see, possibly anyway, start to see a continuation on the downside from here. This pullback is now ending, and then we're possibly going to start to see a movement on the downside. And I say possibly, guys, because that's where I see things going. But here's the thing for you guys, and I know most of you guys understand this, but the 90% don't, right? What happens if this market completely changes the view and we start to do something like this? We do that, right? What happens if this happens? What happens if we get this? We get that, and then we get something like that. What does that mean? That means what? The market is changing tune, right? And we must flow and bend with it. So a lot of you traders out there is like, oh, John was bearish last week. Now he's bullish. He changes his mind. Flip. Guess what? The market goes through different phases, right? If you are a trader of these markets, you flow with what the market gives you. Write my little pumpkin in the chat box. Little bumblebees. All right, cool. Actually, you know what? Most of the bumblebees in the chat box below. Especially Mr. Pickle. Where's Mr. Pickle? Mr. Pickle. He's been very quiet lately. Anyway, so there's the Dow Jones. Moving on now through to the Nasdaq as well too. The Nasdaq is the one that is, again, it's still bogging my mind. Maybe the Nasdaq is the one that's giving us a warning sign that we're not going to go down. I see more downside to come, but hey, I could be completely wrong, right? So they need to follow with the markets because the Nasdaq's holding here. What if the Nasdaq starts to break above, right? And we start to break above, especially this resistance line above here. What does that mean? Oh, right? Then that means we could actually start to see some really big moves to the upside coming out of this Nasdaq chart here. Move over now through to the Russell. The Russell's actually continue down slightly. The Russell actually has a lot of support down here around that 165. So I don't see the Russell actually having too much of a move on the downside. If we did get a move, we would probably get something like this, like a move down from here, right? And then a flush down and then a pullback from there. Makes sense? So that's actually what I'm expecting there because we're already come down through, down, sideways, down. If we did get a move down, if we did get a break below 165, it's probably going to be a false breakout followed by a pullback and then maybe a continuation from there, looking at the markets from there. And the next thing I want to share with you guys is I want to share with you lastly on this one anyway, I want to share with you the interest rates because this is something that's a really big factor to what's actually happening with the economy, right? So if we have a look at the 10-year, the 10-year is actually about to break major levels of support. And what that means is that there's now the free market is now basically, you know, pulling down the interest rates. I'll keep it really simple for you guys, right? The free market's taking control and the interest rates are starting to slowly drop on the 10-year, which is going to what? It's actually going to create a bit of a buoy in the market. I think that's the reason. That's one of the reasons why the tech sector right now is actually doing really well as well too, right? So the tech sector is doing really well because the interest rates are starting to come down as well. But again, this actually we may be now starting to see the overall the tightening phases, right? We know the Fed's going to start to pause and cut soon. We don't know when that soon's going to be, but we know the Fed's getting towards the end of this tightening cycle and things are going to start to change. So we see it through there. If we have a look at the 30 year for us, right? The 30 year is actually doing something like this, as you can see, right? So something like this here. So if we start to like go sideways a bit and actually start to break down, we're probably going to see a movement on the downside on that there. And looking at the 2 year, especially the 2 year, right? The 2 year has now completely changed, right? The tune has changed, completely changed. All right, the 2 year right now. Look at this here. On the 2 year, we've had a complete upward trend, high lows all the way up, high lows, high lows. Look at this here, high low, false breakout. Now look what's happened. We've actually come back down. things are changing now, right? Come back up and then back down through it. So now possibly in the markets, we're starting to see a relief anyway, in the interest rates coming back down. Now, maybe this is going to be a bit of a buoy to the actual market itself by seeing these interest rates come back down. So there we go, guys. Actually, guys, you know what? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the interest rates and what you think it's going to do to the economy. And what do you think it's going to do to the Fed? And also, what do you think it's going to do for the actual stock market? I'd like to see your thoughts on that. So traders, once again, if you are looking for someone to coach you, someone to give you a really good trading strategy, someone to keep you accountable, someone to actually help you every single day and every single week, if you're looking to see what I'm actually doing myself every day when it comes to my trades, then this is what I want you to do right now. You can join my inner circle. Very first link in the description. Click on that. You're going to go over to the free trading course. You're going to get the access to the free trading course. And then on the very next page, the very first video you're going to get is a video about my trading strategy and how I actually trade the market. So that's the very first video you get, all the details to my #1 trading strategy. So you can start to use it today. And then if you actually like that and you like the details about the coaching, you can actually apply for it. So again, guys, I've got a few applications to court today, but after that, I'm going to be filling this last spot and closing it down. So guys, make sure you go over there right now and fill out those application forms. And I'll make sure that I give you a call. Speak to you soon, guys.